What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is Akefalos here, and today we're going to be taking a look at FIFA Mobile. I'll be bringing you a guide on the Preseason Freeze event currently inside the game. We'll be taking a look at the possible rewards that you can claim and essentially how to maximize the rewards overall from this particular event. So, as usual, if you guys are going to enjoy it or find this helpful, please consider leaving a like as well as hitting that big red sub button down below. I'll be grateful and appreciative of your support, but most importantly, you won't miss future uploads on or guides here on my channel. And with that being said, let's quickly jump right back in. Let's get things started. Now, Preseason Freeze is the final event of FIFA, but as we all know, FIFA Mobile 22 is coming up, so I'll be definitely making guides on that whenever it releases. However, let's take a look and see what we have here currently in Preseason Freeze. So if we take a look at the Preseason Freeze event, let me just pull up the tab, of course. We should be directed to the main chapter where we are going to talk a little bit about what we can earn from this main chapter. So there are 7 nodes in total, 7 of which are all skill games. Essentially, these 3 are called star games, but really the way they work is like a skill game, so I'm just going to call them skill games. So there are 7 skill games in total. Each are going to give 100 village points. That's going to give us about 700 village points per day because this refreshes on a daily basis. So there are 46 days in total to Preseason Freeze. The media that says this should be on your screen right now. 46 times 700 should be about, if I do some quick math off the top of my head, it should be around 32,000 points or so. So yeah, 32,000 points, 32,200 points to be accurate, 32,200 points. You're going to add this total to the amount of points that you're going to get from the pass. So I'm going to show you how many points we're going to get from the pass. If I'm not mistaken, it should be 3. So there are going to be 3 nodes in total of villager points. So as you can see, there's one over there in the initial node. There should be one more coming up somewhere around here. There we go, a second one. And the third one should be close by, and there we go, 3. So there are 3 villager points in total. Each are going to give 500 villager points. So 500 times 3, it's going to be 1,500. 1,500 plus our existing total of 32,200. That's going to give us about 33,700 villager points. Now, what can we do with 33,700 villager points? This is where I would say some thought process has been directed and some processing power has been given into this particular segment, the Winter Village Day reward or the Winter Village Night reward. So I'm going to give you a brief little overview of how these rewards work and essentially how to benefit the most from them. So if we take a look at these two, Winter Village Day and Winter Village Night, both of which are same and similar rewards, I would say, because in terms of their layout, essentially it's the same thing. It's just that night has a different set of players and day has a different set of players. So essentially what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to focus, ideally, you're going to want to focus on one particular segment and then claim the best rewards from there. I have started Winter Village Day. It is a mistake. I meant to start Winter Village Night, because there's the players that I want are in the night tab. However, if there are players that you want in the day tab, definitely go for it. The layout is the same, the concept is the same, the mathematics that I am going to show you is also the same. So you can just base it on whatever you're going to want to select. However, I'm going to do this explanation based on Winter Village Night because, like I said, there is a player that I want in Winter Village Night. Okay, so let's get things started. The first thing you need to know of this reward is that there are several possible combos with your total of 33,700 points. The main combo everyone would recommend, the direct and straightforward combo, is to get the 115, 2 of the 113s, and 2 of the 110s, 1 of the 99s. So that is going to lead to about... if I pull up the math here, it's going to be about 27,400 points in total. Okay, so this is going to be everything, starting from this particular node all the way down to the, what is it? If you want the 115, of course, if you want the 115, all the way down to the 115. So that includes, completing both sides of this path. You have to complete lower left 11, and you also have to complete lower left 6. So essentially, if you start from here, if we take everything into consideration, if we start from here and we go all the way down to the 115, that's going to be about 20,000 points in total, including this main spine, I would say, this main path, essentially. So that's going to be 20,000 points in total all the way down to the 115, excluding, of course, claiming the other 99 villages. You're just going to focus on the 1115. So this is going to bring you to a total of 20,000 points. Now, with the remaining points, you're going to have about 33,200 minus 20,000. It's going to be about 12,200. Am I right? 12,200, what you can do is you can claim the other 113s along this path, the 113, the 110, as well as the 99. So with that remainder, you're still going to have a little bit more left over. So with that remainder, you can also go ahead and claim the 110 and the 113 on the opposite side. So you are gonna have enough points essentially to claim. If let's say for my squad, I'm gonna claim Stones. I'm gonna claim Stones and I'm gonna claim Marcus Rashford. I'll also have enough to claim Plea, Alisson Plea. I'm also gonna have enough to claim the Lopez. I'm also gonna have enough to claim the Gomez, and I'm also gonna have enough to claim the Eden Militao. What you will not have enough for is you will not have enough to claim the Nicolo Barella, the 115 Nicolo Barella, which is a bit unfortunate. So there is going to be an option later on that I'm going to show you how we are going to be able to claim both. But for free-to-play players who are not willing to spend any money at all, not only money but not any gems at all. If you cannot spend any gems, if you don't have any gems, the only what you're going to be able to get is essentially a quick little recap: 2 113s, 2 110s, a single 99, and a single 115. So that is essentially what you're going to get. Everything is going to come up to about 27,400 points in total. So that is basically the main option of the Winter Village day or night. So this also applies to day, even though I just showed you night, because like I said, night is essentially the player that I want, but this same concept applies to day because the mathematics are exactly the same. All right, so I'm going to give you some alternative options that you can consider. These are, I would say, hidden options, I would like to call it, that you may or may not consider. Okay, so an alternative option that you can consider is claiming 4 110s, 4 113s, and of course 2 99s. How will that work? Essentially, what you're going to want to do is for day and night, you're only going to focus on the freeze players. That means you're going to give up the 115s. You're only going to focus on the freeze players. So this total is going to bring you to about 32,060 points, which is definitely more than enough, considering you are going to get a total of 33,700 points in this entire event. So essentially, I'm going to show you the chart on the screen right now. You can do the math yourself. I've already calculated everything out for you, so I'm not going to be able to, and I don't have the breakdown essentially, but I already have calculated everything out for you. So trust me when I say you are going to have enough to get 4 110s, 4 113s, and 2 99s if you so desire. However, there's also another option that you can consider, which has not been stated very clearly. So another option that you can consider, of course, is claiming all the winter villages in either Winter Village Day or Winter Village Night. This is an option. You either focus on day or you either focus on night. Choose players that you prefer in either one of these tabs, and you're able to sweep all the winter villages. Now, why would one want to sweep all winter villages, you might ask? Okay, let's say for example you have for your squad, all right, you have a Bundesliga squad, okay, for example, and you are needing you need a center half. Okay, so let's say you want the Homos. So I'm gonna make an assumption that you are not lucky with packs, all right. So when I say not lucky with packs, it means that when you open your first winter villager, maybe you won't get the Homos right off the bat. So each of this, in this particular reward path, there are going to be enough winter villages to complete all the, to get all the players here. So if I just count them for you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are going to be 10 winter villager rewards, and there are also 10 winter villagers here. Now, assuming that your pack luck is bad, okay, and you do not get your 116 right off the bat, assuming your pack luck is so terrible that you're only going to get your 116 on the final winter villager node. This is why I make the assumption that, this is the assumption that I'm going to make, that your pack luck is bad, which is why if you want the 116 homos, you're going to have to claim all the players. This also applies to the Winter Village Day, where I believe it's 116 Kylian Mbappe. So essentially the same concept applies. So assuming your pack luck is bad and you want the 116 Mbappe, you claim everything here, and you get your 116 Mbappe or your 116 homos. That's going to bring you to a total of about 21,785 points. Now, of course, like I said, this is an assumption that your pack luck is bad. If your pack luck is good, you might get your Mbappe early on, and you can just proceed with the other rewards as usual. But assuming that you are really dead set on getting that 116 player and your pack luck is bad, this could be an option for you. claiming all the winter villages, forgetting about everything else. So it's also it's quite a good option as well if you think about it, because it gives you a lot of players that you can build for your squad. So essentially, these are just some of the suggestions that I am going to give you for the winter village now as a free-to-play player. Now, assuming that you have some gems, you have some spare gems with you and you're looking to spend them. This is an option for those who are essentially a little bit pay to win, and essentially you have to spare FIFA points, or in my case, you have a shitload of gems, as you can see here, 16,330. So assuming you have that many gems, okay, you can go for 215s, but 215s only, nothing else. Okay, so why do I say that? So for 115, for 115 player, it's going to cost 20,000 points. I'm going to show you the graphic again so you can, calculate yourself. 115 points for 20,000 points for 115 player. Now, to get the other 115 player, which is just the other side, focusing only on 115 player, that means you don't have to claim this spine path again, the central path again. You only start from this side, and you only start from this side, right? So if you start from these two sides, when you reach this 115, the total is only going to be about 16,085 points. 16,085 points plus 20,000, that's going to be 36,085 points. However, you are only going to have a total of 33,700 points, for free. So essentially, you're going to need to buy some extra points using gems or FIFA points. Okay? So assuming that you have enough you have enough gems, you're only going to need to buy the 500 token points 5 times. I'm just going to show you the 500 token points. There we go. Village points 500. You only need to buy this 5 times, because 5 times 500 is 2,500. 2,500 plus your free total of 33,700. That's going to bring you to about 36,200 points. So that is definitely more than enough to get the second 115. Okay, so if you have enough gems, and if you're considering this option, you're gonna need at least 12,000 gems, 12,500 gems to get 500 village points. Why? That's because 500 points times 5, because you need, like I said, you need 5 times 5. You need 5 of those packs. 500 times 5, that's gonna be 2,500 points, and the total cost is gonna be 12,500 gems, because 2,000 times 5 per pack times 5, 12,005. So hopefully you guys got the math correct on that. If you have any questions or essentially any queries that you want to clear up, do not hesitate to drop a comment. I will definitely help you guys out with your squad. But like I said, the only way I can do so is if you guys leave a comment. Okay, so that's basically it, honestly, in terms of the winter village and stuff. That is the main thing that I want to give you, the alternative options as well as the main options that you can consider. Okay, so let's take a look a little bit at ice fishing hole, snowball stockpile, as well as now and later. Those two rewards aren't really too great. Because really, it's basically a very generic reward, and essentially the way they operate is similar to past events. So for Ice Fishing Hole, it's very similar to the Summer Festival. If you recall, there was a Catch of the Day reward where all you have to do is select either one of these 3 nodes, and you will get some rewards. So I've already selected mine. Unfortunately, I did not get the Snowball token or the Now and Later point. I only got 750 coins, but it's alright. So essentially what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to spend the Fishing Lure points that you're going to get and the Frozen Lure points, and you are going to go ahead and grab some of these rewards. I would highly recommend going for the last one, just because it says here, Catch of the Day likes these waters, but don't expect your lure back. So essentially what this tells me is that the odds and the percentage of getting Catch of the Day in this third one is much higher than the other two. So if you guys are new to the game, essentially, I would highly suggest just focusing on Mysterious Water. It's okay if you lose your lure. The most important thing I would say is to try to get the rewards. That is basically Ice Fishing Hole. So I'm not gonna really talk much about the milestones, because I cannot say for certain how many points we're gonna get. In fact, I don't think this is too important. Well, what I mean by not too important is that if you're gonna get the whatever points that how many lures that you're gonna spend here is really dependent. So I cannot really say for certain what is the best path here. My only general advice for this is to spend as much as you can and grab as many Now and Later points as you can. Okay, so let's move on to Snowball Stockpile. This is also a very, very similar reward to the a lot of the past events, where you have to spend 100 tokens and you get a set of players. Now this refreshes in 7 days, so I'm gonna assume there are at least 4 weeks of 4 weeks of these players. So essentially what you're gonna want to do is just spend your snowball stockpile tokens here and see what you get. Let's head into the now and later tab, and we are going to talk a little bit about the now and later menu. So as you can see, there is one SBC here, which gives us the 117 now and later bail. Now I'm going to try going for this SBC, but by the looks of it, it might be a very, very tough one, because if I show you the requirements here, I've already filled in the squad, but I have not claimed it yet. I'm considering it, but it is gonna take a lot of high rated players from us. And as you can see, I had to put in a lot of 110s, 108s, 106s, 104s, a lot of 109s as well, just to try to break that 104 rating. So I'm not gonna claim this yet. I'm considering if we do, but if we do, it could be a very, very well worth it reward, because we are gonna get a now and later bail that can be used essentially when the next event comes. So as you can see, there are 5 SBCs in total, which is going to, of course, be a bit scary. So essentially, you're going to have to complete these 5 SBCs, and then you're going to also have to complete the final SBC to get the 117 bail. So that is something you can consider if it is worth it or not. Okay, so one thing to add, a pro tip that I would suggest is that if you're just focused on getting the 117 bail, it could be a good option to just focus on getting the the Winter Villager players. So if you only focus on the Winter Villager players, you're going to get a lot of high rated players from that. You can't possibly use that for the SBCs, and it should be able to help. So that's something you can consider, but yeah, it's up to you. You can also use some of the players from the Snowball stockpile, of course, but yeah, that's basically it. So let's talk a little bit about the now and later players that are on offer. So as you can see, there is a list of players that we can get from the from this particular event. So it's basically a checklist on what you can obtain. So I don't think there's a way to purchase these players. It's basically how are they? It's basically how they a guide essentially, a checklist essentially of how you're gonna get them. So as you can see, Bale from the now and later chapter, the SPC we just saw, Ali Robertson, and I think Ali and Robertson from the past. I think you have to purchase the premium pass for that, and that's the only way we get some now and later players. Now, now and later points, you're going to want to accumulate this. Why? Because these points are going to be used in the next season. So I believe you can claim some rewards that includes some skill boosts, some training XP, some some coins, if you will. My recommendation is to get as many now and later points as you can, so that you have a head start in the next season, and essentially, you get a head start. That's really the main objective. So at the same time, try to get some good players as well. I'm trying to go for stones, the 115 stones, because I'm trying to build a Premier League squad. So I'm gonna put him, so he's gonna fit in nicely. I might consider going for the 115 Barella as well. I might even spend some gems, because this is gonna be the final event. So why the hell not? So yeah, that's basically my plan for this particular event. So with that being said, I don't think there's anything much to cover. The Winter Village night and day math are of course in the start of the video, and you can always rewind it if you want to double check. And if you have any questions or any any queries that you'd like to clear up, any doubts, do not hesitate to drop a comment down below. I will get back to you on essentially how to get the max out of your event and essentially how to approach this particular event. But like I said, the math is earlier, so you can go ahead and rewind the video, go ahead and refer to it if you want to, and you can check what's your best option for there. So with that being said, we have come to the end of the video, and essentially there's really nothing more to talk about. So hopefully you guys found this helpful, hopefully you guys found this insightful, and essentially hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. And if you did, please be sure to leave a like as well as hit that big red sub button down below. Be grateful and appreciate all your support, but most importantly, you won't miss future uploads or future guides here on the channel. And with that being said, this is Keflo signing off. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye. I'll see you soon.